Oh, hi everyone. My name's Alan. I just want to take this time staying at home because of the coronavirus to share my walkaway story. So hopefully everyone's washing your hands and wearing masks and keeping the social distancing because once we get through with this virus, we can get back out there and win the election this time. So coming again just to share with you that how I walked away from the party I once loved and associate myself with. First of all, I'm actually one of the guys who would have voted Obama twice. I would say would have because both in 2008 and 2012, I was having a job in China. I mean, I came back to the US in 2009, then went to China again in 2012. So, I mean, I actually went to the US Embassy in Shanghai and I was like, I want to vote for Obama. And they were like, you have to pay like, I don't know, like something like $200, which was like, yeah, I don't want to pay that much. So, but I was so excited to vote for this guy. I was so excited to listen to all of his speeches. I just found him to be so inspirational. I mean, I remember back in those years, every time I just want to listen to Obama's speeches again and again and again. I felt that was just so inspirational. And well, he was well, probably still is a good speaker. So, and I just love his words. And because at the time I associate myself with all these values, like I'm open-minded, I love equality. I like to empower women. I like to, have open trade with free trade with other countries. And I was like, if I'm for all these things, I have to vote Democrats because according to CNN and Washington Post and New York Times, that's how you're supposed to be. And which I actually read New York Times and watched CNN a lot. Didn't watch Fox News at the time. I don't think so. I mean, I guess I wasn't running away from it, but I didn't really watch it. I was mostly just watching CNN at the time. So with that being said, and what made me want to walk away in 2016, actually, I walked away almost 4 years ago, is because I started to have questions. I do have this value, or I do have this way of thinking things. I keep challenging the status quo. I keep challenging my own belief systems. I always want to try to listen to the other side. So then it all actually started when I was traveling in Taiwan. So I met this Taiwanese guy, and he was we were chatting, and we were talking about the war on ISIS, and he was saying that the U.S. is probably helping the ISIS. I was like, you gotta be kidding me! It's like, who's crazy enough to say that, right? And he was asking me a question, saying, hey, do you think the US has the strongest military force in the world? And I was like, of course, we're the best. We're number one, right? And he goes like, ISIS is pretty weak compared to the US military wise. Right? So uh, then I was like, yeah, of course. Then he goes like, how come the more you fight ISIS, the stronger ISIS gets? If it's not because Obama's helping them, how would you explain it? So at the time, I still thought he was BSing, but it got me start to think. So then started doing some more researches, and while I was working in China, I noticed a few things that Obama let me down. So it got me thinking. Like one of the things I remember Obama said in a speech was saying that, hey, we are the ones to make the rules in the global trade. We should not let China make the rules. We should be the ones to make the rules. So I was expecting him to be tougher on China, but he wasn't. He was only talking, and he didn't do anything with China to like, regulate them or to make them stop stealing our technology. So he didn't do any of that. And even in the Paris Accord, I was hoping that he would at least stop China from polluting the earth. But he did not do that. He allowed China to increase pollution until 2030, which is not having them to stop polluting by 2030. So like they can ramp up their pollution levels every year until 2030. They just don't increase their pollution by 2030, which is, and just go like, what? It's like you said you would be tough on China, but you weren't. So then after that, I started to do more and more research. Like later on, I found out that under Obama, the reason that our military was not so strong in conflict, like in fighting ISIS, part of the reasons a lot of high commanding officers, their commanding powers were stripped away by Obama, because a lot of the actions, like when you're out in the field, when you need to have some operations, you have to get approval from the White House to it's a go or not, don't go. But usually to me that doesn't make sense, because if the president's not there, not knowing what the situation is, not knowing where the enemy about, or the situation awareness, how is he gonna make the best judgment, right? It's the people on the ground knowing what's best to do, right? It's common sense. I think he was doing the political correctness thing to make sure that he makes the final call, and so weaken a lot of generals' positions or powers. And to me, that didn't make sense. And definitely, the Iran nuclear deal got me thinking, like, why the heck do you do that? It doesn't make sense. It gives Iran a lot more power. And another time, I saw on the news that like we lost like 200, like 2,000 some Humvees to ISIS for some reason. It's like, how would that happen? Like even in World War II, when we were fighting Nazis and Japanese, we never lost that many vehicles. It's like it doesn't make sense unless if you just like purposely give them away. And another one, oh, this one really pissed me off. Remember that deserter in Iraq or Afghanistan, forget. He deserted his post, and then somehow he got captured by ISIS. And Obama used 5 senior ISIS leaders to switch him back, like swap him back. Remember that? I mean, when I read that, it's like, what? Who would do that? It's like, I mean, that guy is one rank below me. Okay, I outrank that deserter by one rank. So I was like, I definitely don't feel like I'm worthy to uh, swap with 5 ISIS leaders. I mean, if I'm ever captured in Iraq, which I ETS now, so I wouldn't be. But if I was, I definitely don't want the army to use me to switch or swap with 5 ISIS leaders. I don't think I'm worthy of that. But how come Obama did that? So to me, it only makes sense that he want to release those ISIS leaders and just use this guy as like a pawn to switch him to make the switch. Uh, Ultimately, I really felt that he was helping the ISIS, because why would you want to release the senior leaders? I mean, it's 5-1. It's not even 1-1. It's 5-1. It doesn't make sense. And I've never seen the U.S. under Obama that we have the Navy guys on their knees with guns pointed in their head. I mean, it's like it's an image that I have never imagined that would happen in my lifetime, but it did. And oh, another thing, remember the Navy SEAL team that killed Bin Laden? And do you also remember? I even remember seeing on the news that that SEAL team got into a helicopter crash or got shot down or something, and all of them died. Like it was briefly mentioned on the news, but then that's it. And it just got me thinking that if there's not some high level corruptions that planned to kill them, there's no way that the whole SEAL team would just die like that. So all those things got me start to think that okay, maybe this is not the party for me anymore. and I definitely don't feel the love for the country on their side. So I started looking on the side, on the Republican side, which I used to think they're all racist, homophobe, xenophobe, and all those names because CNN told me so. Then based on my research, I just found out that the Republican side is a better fit for me, which is kind of like Jeff Van Drew, right? They want what I like to see in this country, like better trade deals, bring more jobs back to the U.S. from China, and just having a more fair merit-based immigration system. And you have to work to get to where you want to be. Not everything's free because we never got anything for free. And my parents moved here years ago in the 80s, and you know, they never got anything free from the government, but they made it through, and it was a pretty good story. So yeah, and I just feel like this is a better fit for me, and which I'm still open-minded. I'm still, all for empowering women, and I'm still, all fighting for equality for all people. So I still carry the same values I once did. I just feel like only on this side, on the Republican side, that I feel that these values are actually being realized, not just talking, just not just only talk, but actually using real actions to uh, do it in the right way. So not like what's on the left, that they're weaponizing it to attack the other sides. Like I'm all for like say 1930s feminists because they were actually fighting for equal rights for women. But today, I feel like they're just hating men, which to me it's like I want you to be all empowered. There shouldn't be unequal rights or unequal opportunities between genders, but you shouldn't hate the other gender just because you're not that gender. It doesn't make sense. And so, oh, one more thing that I like to share because ever since I made the switch, a lot of my good friends from high school and college, which I thought they were good friends of mine, they kind of turned their backs on me. It's like they start attacking me on Facebook, they were unfriending me or deleting me, things like that, which to me I was like, okay, so we're friends, but why couldn't we have different ideas? But I had some Republican friends growing up from like middle school, high school. They actually never left me and they stayed friends with me. So now I look back, it's like, wow, this is an interesting thing. But again, I'm not saying all, I'm just saying quite a few friends who I thought were really good friends from college. They kind of just like did a 180 on me. So, well, thank you all for your time, and it's great to share with you. And I feel like right now I'm on the right side, the correct side, the right side, the correct side, right? And hopefully this year, I don't know when the next election is going to be because of the virus. So hopefully we can deliver a win for the country and unite everyone. So see ya.